Hello students and welcome to our very first session of English class 12th. Myself Priya Saraswat. I'll be taking your English this year. So let's begin. This year we have two books, Flamingo and Vistas, and as usual we'll be having a reading section as well as a writing section. And today we will be starting with Flamingo. The very first chapter in this book is The Last Lesson. And this chapter is set during those days of Franco-Persian War, during those days when Franco-Persian War was going on. And there are two main characters in this chapter, M. Hamel and Little Friends. M. Hamel is a French teacher, and Little Friends is a student. So let's begin with the lesson. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding, especially because M. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles, and I did not know the first word about them. So the story begins, it's Little Friend saying that he was already running late that particular morning for schools, and he was in a lot of fear. Why? Not only because he was late, but also he was there was a test supposedly. His teacher M. Hamel was about to ask questions on participles that particular day, and he was not prepared for the test. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the woods, and in the open field back of the sawmill, Persian soldiers were drilling. Now since he was already late and he did not wanted to give the test, he was not prepared for the test, he also feared that M. Hamel, his French teacher, will scold him. He wanted to skip the school that day and wanted to stay outdoors. Now it was a happy kind of a description is happy day because birds are chirping, the Persian soldiers are drilling in the sense they are exercising or they are taking their training at the back of the sawmill. Sawmill is a factory, is a place or a building where we cut wood lodges. It was all much more tempting than the rules of participle, but I had the strength to resist and hurried off to school. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. The lost battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer, and I thought to myself without stopping, what can be the matter now? Now still, although the surroundings, the day was bright and he was not prepared and he wanted to skip the school, still he resisted this desire and he hurried off towards his school. वो स्कूल जाने लगा जल्दी जल्दी, and while he passed through the town hall, he noticed that there was a lot of crowd around bulletin board. And now what is bulletin board? Like you have internet, news, television, newspaper, so much to get all the news and updates. Earlier during those days there used to be a bulletin board that used to be situated at the center of the city or any of the populated city or important place of the city, and all the important news which cannot be easily circulated otherwise will be pinned or posted at the bulletin board. ठीक है, तो बुलेटिन बोर्ड वॉज अ प्लेस जहाँ पे सारी लेटेस्ट न्यूज़ होती थी, अपडेटेड न्यूज़ आती थी. एंड फॉर लास्ट 2 years नाउ लिटिल फ्रेंड्स इज थिंकिंग दैट लास्ट 2 years से he has noticed that all the bad news of their for them have came from that bulletin board, be it about the lost battles or about any order or anything. And now he is wondering ki today also there's so much of crowd, I wonder what is the matter now. Then as I hurried by as fast as I could, the blacksmith Washer, who was there with his apprentice reading the bulletin, called after me, "Don't go so fast, bub, you'll get to school in plenty of time." I thought he was making fun of me and reached M. Hamel's little garden all out of breath. Now since he didn't stop in front of the bulletin board, he was already late. He kept on moving and he was moving kind of in a hurried manner. Tabhi a blacksmith Washer pointed out and said that no need to rush, you'll reach in plenty of time. Now Considering that current mindset, little friends thought that it's kind of sarcastic. He's making fun of me that I'll reach in time. So he paid no attention to it and he kept on moving. And when he reached towards the class, M. Himmel's class, there was a little garden outside it, and he was all out of breath because of his hurried motions. Usually when school began, there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street, the opening and closing of desks, lesson repeated in unison, very loud, with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. Now he is describing that what is the usual scene while school is beginning. Okay? There is a lot of hustle. Bustle? What do we mean by bustle? A lot of movement, chaos, commotion, noise. Okay? Like we all have witnessed school में morning hours में क्या होता है? Exactly that kind of a situation is this. Okay? And what then there is a detailed description that there is opening and closing of desks which can be heard outside. Lessons are being repeated by the students, and they are repeating it so loudly. Students are repeating their lessons so loudly that they themselves cover their ears so that they can understand better. And teachers scale are wrapping this desk and things like that, the usual stuff. But we'll study further now. But now it was all so still. I had counted on the commotion to get to my desk without being seen, but of course that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday. Now little friends is saying, but now it is all so still. Matlab today, right now, it's so still. It's nothing like any ordinary day. It's so still today. And he was depending upon all this commotion to reach his seat without being noticed by his teacher, M. Himmel, or anyone, so that he can skip at least the scolding regarding being late. Okay? So he was depending upon that commotion, that hustle bustle, but today it is so quiet. It is being compared with Sunday morning. Why Sunday morning? क्योंकि Sunday को there is no school, इसलिए it is being compared with Sunday morning. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their place, and M. Himmel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arm. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how I blushed and how frightened I was. Now it was so quiet. He compared it with Sunday morning, and then he looked into his class. Everyone was already seated at their places, and their teacher M. Himmel was in the class. Now he had to open the gate and get to his seat, and he was already embarrassed. So you can just imagine how he must be blushing due to embarrassment, and how frightened, how scared he was. But nothing happened. M. Himmel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly. Little friends, we were beginning without you." Now, on one hand, he was expecting that he'll be scolded by M. Himmel. Instead, M. Himmel very politely said that go to your place and be seated. We were about to start. I jumped over the bench and sat down at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright, did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. Now he hurried when M. Himmel very politely said that go to your seat. He reached to his seat. He settled there, and once he was little out of his fear, he noticed that M. Himmel was wearing his nice clothes, his green coat and frilled shirt and black cap. Now keep these three description in your mind. This will be very good and effective for your answer writing, right? And this was the dress which M. Himmel wore only and only on the days of inspection and prize days, right? But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty, the village people sitting quietly like ourselves. Old Hauser, with his three-cornered hat, the former mayor, the former postmaster, and several other besides. Now, once he reached his seat, he noticed M. Himmel's dress. He noticed some strangeness, Solomon surroundings in the school, strange surroundings in the school, and then finally what he noticed surprised him. He noticed those empty benches at the back of the class were filled today, and who was sitting there? Who was sitting there? Village people. Old Hauser was sitting there. Old former mayor, former postmaster, and several other were sitting there. Everybody looked sad, and Hauser had brought an old primer thumbed at the edges, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. Now he also noticed that how everyone was sad firstly. Secondly, old Hauser has also brought in old primer. Although old primer refers to a basic prayer book firstly, but here we will consider here the reference is old book. Basic book of language, old basic book of language. Thumbed at the edges refers to when we read a book several times, when we use a copy or a book a number of times, we tend to turn the pages and there are marks left. So thumbed at the edges are those marks. And he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the pages. And he is holding that book on his knees and his spectacles are also lying there. While I was wondering about it all, M. Himmel mounted his chair and in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The orders has come from Berlin to teach only German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." Now little Franz was kind of baffled. He was noticing, he was surprised, and meanwhile M. Himmel reached near his chair and said that this is your last lesson. He gave the news that this is your last lesson. Orders has come from Berlin. Now only German will be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. So where is this entire situation situated? This is the story based on Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you all to be very attentive. What a thunderclap these words were to me. Oh, the wretches. That was what they had put up at the town hall. Now this news, this message by M. Himmel came as a shock to friends. What is thunderclap? Thunderclap is the sound which we usually hear after lightning, right? Bijli kadakna. That is thunderclap. So these words were like thunderclap to him. And wretches refer to an unfortunate situation or an unfortunate person. Here we will be considering it an unfortunate situation. That was what they put at the town hall. So now he realized, now he get it all, that okay, this was the news they had on the bulletin board at the town hall. My last French lesson. Why, I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn any more. I must stop there then. Oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking bird's egg and going sliding on the Saar. My books, that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry, my grammar and my history of saints, were my old friends now that I couldn't give up. And M. Himmel too, the idea that he was going away, that I shall never see him again, made me forget all about his ruler and how cranky he was. Now this came as a thunderclap, this message everything dawned in, and he realized that what was the news in the bulletin board. Little Prince realized what was the news at the bulletin board, and now he is thinking to himself, this is my last French lesson and I don't even know how to write. I don't even know anything about my grammar or my history. All those things I wasted my time on in attempts to skip my classes. This was all so wrong, and all these books which were nuisance, which were not so very interesting a while ago, they now felt like a old friend. The realization कि अब मुझे ये कभी नहीं पढ़ना. The realization you will have somewhere around your farewell time, that okay, we have to be done with this thing. We won't be studying it anymore. We won't be coming to school. That realization stuck to him, and now he realized that everything was so pointless. Sar is the river, right? Sar is the name of a river, and now he not only books felt like an old friend, he also forgot everything about M. Hamel, about how cranky he was, how he used to scold and everything. Just the idea that he won't teach them again stuck to his mind, stuck to Friend's mind. Poor man. It was in honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. And now I understood why the old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry too that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Now everything was clear to Friends. Now he understood that this is the reason to pay his honor and respect. M. Hamel is wearing his Sunday clothes. Sunday clothes refer to fine party wear clothes, right? Usually it was these clothes were worn during their Sunday prayers and church visits. That's why they were referred as Sunday clothes. And now I understood why old men of the village were sitting there in the back of the room. Now he also realized that why these oldies of the village are sitting in the back of the class. They are also there to pay their tribute, their respect to M. Hamel for his 40 years of service, and also because they have missed so many classes for no good reason, and they are also regretting. Now this is a very beautiful line. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Why is it written for the country that was not theirs, that was theirs no more? Because since they can no longer study their mother tongue, it was understood that they are under some other country's rule. And whose control was there currently? Persia. While I was thinking of all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rules of the participle, all through, very loud and clear, and without one mistake. But I got mixed up on the first word and stood there, holding on to my desk and my heart beating and not daring to look up. Now he was full of sudden feelings and emotions, patriotic feelings, and wanted to pay his tribute to M. Hamel. That's why he wanted to, when it was his turn, he wanted to recite all the participle rules very in a fine way. But instead, he messed up since he was not prepared. Emotions don't make you educated, right? So he messed up and he was so terrified. He could not even dare to look up. So that's all for today.